everyone, it's Noah again, and to conclude section 4 of this course, we're going to do some playtesting and try and get each wave fun and challenging. Now, hopefully you've been playtesting the game before now, perhaps even asked family and friends to play the game and give you feedback. Playtesting is key to making a fun, smooth game experience. Do it often, try and feel where the game is as exciting or challenging, and make adjustments. Obviously, when you're developing a game, especially all on your own or in a very small team, it's sometimes hard to see your game objectively, because you've been seeing it and playing it so much. You can become used to some of the game's flaws, or simply not find what you're making fun or exciting anymore, for the simple reason that you've played it for probably dozens, even hundreds of hours. That's why it's so important to bring on playtesters. People that haven't actually been creating the game with you, and so can now play it with an open mind and tell you what they think. You can start by asking a friend or family member. See if they're engaged and immersed. Make sure the game isn't too hard or too easy. Often I realize my games are way too hard, because having played dozens of hours while creating it, I've increased the difficulty to keep it challenging and interesting for me. But I've played so much, and as a result, I'm very good at the game. So what is challenging for me is more than likely impossibly hard for someone having never played the game before. So again, bring on playtesters. Not only will it help you balance the game's difficulty, see what parts of your game are fun and or interesting and which parts are less so, as well as bring you a lot of joy. There's something quite magical in seeing someone else explore the world you've created, overcome challenges you've breathed life into, and discover your lovingly hidden secrets. Now, family and friends might not always be the best lots for playtesting. It's very likely many members of your family and loads of your friends don't even play games and so wouldn't be able to enjoy what you've created. Also, your loved ones might not give you completely honest feedback. They'll congratulate you, say how proud they are, but won't shed light on what's wrong with the game because they don't want you to feel let down or get angry at them or something. But as hard as it can be, hearing structured criticism can be very beneficial. It will help you improve your creation and fix its flaws. So make sure to tell them so. Ask them for completely honest feedback, which is really what you need to improve what you're making. Heck, you can even upload your game online and get a lot more people testing it. As soon as you have a first level you're proud of, or a couple great enemies for the player to shoot at, or an ingenious puzzle, you can upload your game as version 1.0, see what people think of that first little polished section of your game, and take note of their comments and see what you can do better, add or remove. With that said, I'm going to try and make this game here fun. That'll make sure to get Liam playing it, as well as a couple friends and family members, and I hope you'll do the same. So first off, thanks to Liam's neat little wave spawner script, making adjustments will be easy peasy. It's important that you make tweaking your game's difficulty quick and easy. Make sure a lot of the needed settings to do so are visible in the inspector, not buried in your code somewhere. Despite having only 3 enemy characters, there's a lot we can do here. Combining the summoner with the fat shooting fly, for example, will make for a very different challenge than if we combine the fly and the melee enemy. One thing's for sure though, I don't want to make dozens of waves before revealing the boss. I think 7 waves is enough. I'd rather those 7 waves are intense and thrilling, rather than 10 daunting waves that are more or less the same. With less waves, the player is also more likely to see the game's exciting boss. For wave 1, I'll simply add a handful of melee enemies for the player to destroy. Then for wave 2, I'll spawn a few flying bats. And to make things extra interesting, for wave 3, I'll spawn both melee enemies and bats. Again, the time between each enemy spawn and the exact amount of enemies in each wave is something you'll most probably have to tweak a couple times after playing the game. Don't try and find the magical perfect value. Type something a bit random, playtest, and adjust from there. Anyway, for wave 4, I believe it's a good time to introduce the summoner to the player. Then for wave 5, I'll spawn a mix of summoners and flying enemies. That should be pretty challenging. Since the flying enemies are real pests, wave 6 will be pretty neat and tough with only those bats. Plenty of them. Lastly, wave 7 will have all 3 enemies. That feels fitting just before the boss fight. And now I'll play and test this out. And things will almost certainly be too hard or too easy. So keep tweaking your game until it feels right. And of course, you'll probably have to change it some more when you bring on playtesters. But that's all part of the game creation journey. Also keep in mind when playtesting and adjusting the game's difficulty that the waves might not be the problem, but the player's weapon stats, movement speed or amount of health, or maybe the enemies don't have enough health or have too much, deal too much damage or too little, are ridiculously slow or infuriatingly fast. Even with such a small game like this, there are a pack of variables to modify and tweak. So yeah, playtesting is a time-consuming endeavor, but it's also very fun. At this point here, all the art and code is done. It's now pure game design mayhem. With that said, playtest, bring on playtesters, and congratulate yourself for completing section 4 of the course. When you're ready, I invite you to delve into section 5, where we'll add a lot of life and juice to our creation by making loads of particle effects, a custom cursor, screen shake, and more. So yeah, again, well done, and see you very soon.